When I think about equality or equity, I don't think about taking from a male figure. I think about getting what is due to me. I'm sorry to say that I come from a very chauvinistic society, and so I've had to really elbow my way out of a lot of sexist boxes. I was raised by two feminists, my mother and my father, and so I was instilled with the idea that just because you have female organs doesn't mean that you are less than in any sort of way. I remember when I was younger, whistling and being told that women don't whistle. I mean, just things like are so extremely frustrating. But I'm glad I had this a core. I had my foundation was extremely feminist, and so I think in the world as I navigate it today, I personally know that I am capable of whatever I put my mind to. Whether someone agrees with that or not is not a concern of mine. And sometimes it's just microaggressions, tiny little things that you notice in the way a question will be posed or an expectation. Like I've definitely been on sets. I remember like going to the craft table to get something to eat and the person manning the table offering me, "Oh, you might want a salad," because the assumption is because I'm an actress I don't eat carbs, or like just silly things like that. They're really thin and subtle, but they exist, and I point them out when I can. When I think about equality or equity, I don't think about taking from a male figure. I think about getting what is due to me. Unfortunately, male roles have historically been more well written. So I can also understand the impulse to take a male role and flip it for a female role so that it can have the depth of character that we crave for. But I definitely have more of an appetite for new material than for redoing old material, because there's just way more stories than we give ourselves credit for. I think I've leaned into sisterhood the most right now. It occurred to me that I didn't really like how much time I spent on my own because my job requires me to relocate a lot. So I asked one of my sisters who works virtually to basically come and live with me while I make Black Panther 2. And it's been glorious to come home to her and have dinner with her and explore Atlanta with her. I think I definitely learned that you have to move with intention, but you also have to let go because things don't always go according to your plan. So I think I've grown a lot more relaxed with the change of plans in a way that I wasn't before. Before this pandemic came and rocked our world, I think I was a little bit more rigid about needing things to go a certain way. And now I let go a lot easier. It was the first time that I was surrounded by so many actor mothers. It was so great to watch these women at the top of their game doing what they do, and also having a set that was embracing of their role as mothers as well, and to observe how they negotiate those two very important roles that they play in the world. Obviously, I don't have a family of my own yet, but it's lovely to see a healthy working environment where femininity is being embraced in every way. I think really 2020 has been a real tester of everybody's mental strength, right? And mental health. I think I spent a lot of time thinking about what I needed to do to remain healthy, because I spent a whole lot of time on my own in a way that I just had never had to. So I got into really good habits like meditating and going on walks and without navigation, which was one of my favorite things to do, just leave and find my way back. And just, yeah, to allow myself to be present and also practicing gratitude. Before every meal, I express out loud 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it just, for me, it really even on a tough day when you have to do that, when you really, really don't feel like there's anything you can be grateful for, just forcing myself to think about something I'm grateful for. And sometimes it's like, I'm just grateful to have electricity, I wish that I could have told myself. I've always known that it's okay not to know. But I wish I knew that it's okay not to know what you don't know, which is a whole other step of not knowing. I've gotten to a place where now I know to say, what questions should I ask? Instead of trying to make up questions that I really just don't have access to. And I wish I'd have known that when I was beginning, because there's a lot of fake it till you make it, is one line of thought. But sometimes it's even better not to fake it and just like be honest to yourself and to other people. In my very first press tour, it was exhausting. I was physically unhealthy. When I look at pictures, I was so thin, and it was because I was stressed out. But there was a lot of good coming my way, and you don't think of good things as necessarily causing stress. So I didn't know that I was stressed until I was like breaking down and crying. But I didn't know how stressed I was because I was moving. There was so much positivity coming my way. I mean, so much from absolutely nowhere. It was all very new. Experience will give you information about yourself. So I don't regret any of it, but I also know a whole lot better now. And I know my limitations. I know the ways in which I thrive. I can thrive. So I can create the scenario for me to thrive in now because I know more.